Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast brought by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan Kohut, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Kaylyn McCarthy, the founder and social media strategist at the KC Media Agency, a marketing agency specializing in social media strategies for brands. She builds targeted content systems that drive client growth through Instagram and other platforms, as showcased on her agency site and personal profiles. Her work emphasizes authentic audience connections via reels and stories, helping businesses scale engagement without overposting. With that being said, Kaylyn, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here. This is awesome.
It's great to have you. I already know that you're bringing great energy, so we're bound to have a good time. And we're not going to waste any. We're going to jump right into it. What I love to do with all of my guests is a bit of traveling back in time. So
Okay.
before you even had your company, your agency, what were you doing before? And then eventually, what was the motivation for starting the business?
Okay, yeah. So it's actually crazy because I started my business in college officially. It was originally a boutique, and then it was a venture with my cousins, but it didn't really end up working out in the end because family business is hard and they weren't ready for the financial investment or the time commitment for it to make it what it needed to be. And I, at the time, was studying social media at university. And I had this internship at the same time, posted about it. And one of my friend's moms was like, "Oh, you do social media. Can you run my social media pages?" And I was like, "Sure. Like, I'm a college student. I need a job. I'm all over that." Started running it. And from word of mouth, I had three clients by the end of junior year or senior year. And at that point, I thought to myself, do I continue doing this and grow, or do I go to corporate? Because when you're, what I was like 23, 22, at that point in your life, you don't know what you're gonna do with life. The world is your oyster. So anyway, my mom was said she highly encouraged me to go to corporate. And me not knowing really what I wanted to do, I listened, went to corporate, did social media management there for a year, and realized I really missed working for myself. And so I worked there for a year in social media. We did a little bit of podcasting. I worked on a TV show. So a lot of great experience, but at the end of the day, I realized it wasn't for me. I love making my own schedule. I love working with multiple different industries. And so I quit my job and officially started my business last year. Yeah.
I love it. A lot of people who actually step into the world of corporate, they never leave. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that early on you basically decided, okay, no, Kaylin, this is not going to be for you. You have to
Yeah.
have something on your own.
Yeah.
And which is beautiful though. Let's talk about where this journey got you overall, because you're part of the marketing world, which means a lot of pivoting, a lot of adjustments. So we're gonna get some clarity for our audience in terms
Mhm.
of who it is exactly that you're trying to help right now. And
Right.
also, what are the core services or the core offerings that you have in place for your clients? So tell us all
Right.
about it.
So we offer full service social media management. So this means posting for clients. This means creating the content that's going out. This means stories. This means doing digital door knocking, which is basically engaging with the community, finding those clients that our client wants. Literally, we take that pressure off of you and we handle that. We also offer content creation days. So basically, if you're not ready for full service social media management, we can come in, create content for you. We hand off the content to you and your team, and you handle it from there. That's a great like one-off that you can just have evergreen content for your brand. And then I also offer consulting. So say a client comes in and they have an issue or a problem, or they're just really struggling with their target audience or their messaging, or they're just all over the place and need to refine their focus. I take a look at their brand, give them some pointers, give them a full pitch brand strategy so that it can be a little bit more focused for whatever they're trying to achieve. And then I would say for the clients that I'm really searching for, I pretty much work with small businesses, particularly in my area, but I'm looking to grow into bigger firms as well. I work with in the travel industry, the medical industry, real estate, med spas. So really pretty much, but I really enjoy clients who want to grow and they really want to invest in social media because it is such a great tool to grow your company and get your name out there.
Absolutely. So basically, alignment with your client is the primary thing that you're looking for. It's not really
Yeah,
about the specific industries, but you
right.
got to be on the same wavelength. I got
Right.
that. Yeah.
Right. Because,
Now,
sorry, I've had clients in the past where we just weren't on the same page. So alignment's really important to me. Yeah.
absolutely. That's important for longevity of that kind of collaboration, isn't it? So I completely get that. I understand. Now, when it comes to those services, obviously there is some variety in terms of what you can really provide. So I'm curious, as of right now, what is like the biggest focus for your company and for you personally? Which of those services is like the number one thing for you?
I would say social media management is number one because it's a retainer, so I can keep the relationship long term, whereas the other ones are a little bit more on a one-off. Not to say those I don't like them, but I like really building those relationships and keeping the relationship going and really seeing a brand grow. Because with those one-offs, you don't see the client again and you don't see that brand again. So you don't know what type of growth they're going through after that one-off. When you
Yeah.
have those retainer clients, you can see it in real time.
I think that when it comes to your industry, there's a lot of people really pivoting more towards the world of consulting because this is
Hmm.
one of those things that is easier to scale. So I'm curious, like talking about scalability and really the growth that you want to see for the company in the future, what is the model that you would like to implement to make sure that you keep scaling, keep growing?
Right now, we're actually hiring two interns for 2026. Like I said, I signed three clients a couple weeks ago. So we are growing and we are growing fast. Eventually, I want to get to a point where I have those interns turn into social media managers, and they're the ones doing majority of the social media management, where that leaves me free for consulting and being more the director for the content creation, the strategy overall. So just continuing building the team and freeing me up so I can really be the strategist and the director.
I love it. Now, Kaylin, you already know this, but on this Founders Future podcast, what we love to do is talk about anything in regards to marketing, sales, operations, like
Mhm.
good old business talk.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, when it comes to your company, what is it that you specifically do for yourself when it comes to marketing and maybe lead generation specifically to have the ability to onboard these new clients and keep growing and impacting those companies?
Right. Yeah, I am a big fan of personal branding. I think people know businesses because of people. People buy from people because of who they know. And so I created a separate page specifically for teaching about marketing tips, social media management, all the things. And I have a Stan store. So with Stan, can easily you can collect emails, you can collect numbers. So if create a story consistently every day that hits the targeted pain points, and you have a personal brand specifically for people looking for social media services, and it's personal, they know you, they understand you, they can easily go put in their number, put in their email name. And what I like to do, because I'm my brain's a little weird. Like I study this. Like when I'm looking at other people's brands, I'm like, look at what they're doing. With the personal brand, you offer a freebie. So they're like, oh, this freebie's cool. It's free, whatever. That you collect the email. Now you can send emails to that person offering your ticketed item, whether it's your mid tier, your full tier, whatever it is. So it's just this continuous funnel of getting them to the bigger package. So big fan of Stan Store because you can easily collect emails. You can do it with the freebie. The freebie leads to the low tier leads to the mid tier leads to the big ticket item. So that's kind of like
Yeah.
how I am funneling things so far. But I'm sure more processes will evolve as the company grows.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. This is great what you already have in place in terms of having the ability to nurture all of those leads, maybe a
Hmm.
couple of months and just slowly push them further and further in the funnel,
Yeah.
basically. But I'm also curious, have you like just kept it to the organic side of things, or have you also dabbled into your own paid ads just to see some faster growth and create something more predictable?
Yeah, I've dabbled a little bit in ads and I've gotten a couple leads from that, like high quality leads. So I think ads are a great option too for clients because sometimes you don't necessarily need to post super consistently. Sometimes you just got to run the ad. If an ad works, run it multiple times. If you know you're getting high qualities from this specific ad in this specific post, why stop doing what works? If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. What it's always going to come down to, though, is something that you mentioned a couple minutes ago as you were talking about the consulting part of your business. Maybe some of the clients on the side of consulting are struggling with positioning, messaging, and this is exactly what it's coming down to. It doesn't really matter what you do, whether that's a webinar, whether that's a freebie, it's a content, it's an ad. If you don't really have the ability to get in front of the right people, literally speak their language, and also do
Right,
it at the right time, it's not going to work. So
right,
this is incredibly important. Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely. I love it. So are you saying that you're going to continue also leveraging on the potential of the ads since it worked for you, or what is the idea with that?
I would say definitely in 2026, we'll probably run more ads. I believe we did an ad in the fall. Right now, I'm trying to focus on my interns and getting them onboarded before I add any more clients because we're trying to scale, but we also want to burn out at the same time. So we're gonna get the
Absolutely.
interns onboarded, probably run some ads so we can give them more work to do and just keep growing. 2026 is gonna be a great year.
Absolutely. A lot of ambition here. I love that. And also, delegation has been becoming one of the biggest topics on the podcast. Obviously, you don't really have issue with that. You know that you also need to play on your own strengths and you got to
Mhm.
let other people take off some of the responsibilities and really become a
Right.
part of the ecosystem that you're building. So I'm curious, is this also applicable to other departments within the company, getting
Mhm.
some people for sales and really getting out of that position? Possibly other social media specialists, or what is the idea of really building those teams in the future?
Yeah, I've learned. I went to a business summit this past December, and outsourcing is going to be my number one best friend for 2026 because freeing up my time allows the business to grow. So even if it's sending, like getting a virtual assistant or getting an admin assistant to free up my time from sending an email or scheduling out things or looking at my calendar, it's just going to help me a lot
Mhm.
and the business. And obviously, if I get like a salesperson or another social media manager, that leaves me time to go network with big our clients, take my clients out to dinner, take and really continue to build the current relationships, but also get new clients. I could go to more business New Orleans networking seminars, meet those bigger fish.
Absolutely. So for right now, when it comes to actually taking those leads and converting them into paying clients, you're the one who's taking all of the calls, or have you already found some help on that front too?
I'm currently taking all the calls. A lot of people know my business because of me, so I still try to be the face and people trust me because of that. So I would st like even in the future, I would still try to connect with the clients in some sort of capacity because people know and trust me. But yeah, definitely, hopefully in the future, outsourcing or l- delegating that responsibility to somebody else.
Yeah. Talking about future, let's go even deeper into that.
Okay.
When you really think about the short-term goals and maybe what's going to happen in the next 6 to 12 months, what would you say really are the biggest targets for you, the biggest goals, revenue, milestones that you have set for yourself?
Yeah, for sure. In 2026, I would love a lot of my interns are seniors, so I would love to offer them positions before they graduate. So that means hitting like revenue goal. I haven't really budgeted this out yet. I'm not an accountant by any means. Both of my parents are accountants, so that works out very well. But I guess hitting a revenue goal where that could be possible for sure. And that would pro just being more efficient for sure. I think I was telling a friend this the other day, building a business, you don't wake up in one day and you have it all figured out. You wake up every day being like, all right, we can focus on this process today and make it more efficient. Okay, tomorrow we're going to focus on this process and make it more efficient. So that's what I'm doing in the next 2 weeks as the holiday season are calming down. while everybody's not working, I'm focusing on, okay, in 2026, how can I be more efficient? How can I make this process better so that when I do grow, outsource, delegate, it's not chaos. It's not like, why is this so unorganized? And I'm expecting growth. And that's part of speaking it into existence. Like you get the system set in place because you know where you're going. So I would say 2026 is going to be a year of growth. It's going to be a year of delegating. It's going to be the year of outsourcing and really making this a full system.
I love it. And this is exactly what I always say to people. When it comes to entrepreneurship and running a business like this, the journey is never going to be linear. Even after running this business for 25 years, I can guarantee you, we still wouldn't be having a conversation in which you would just show up and say, yeah, listen, I have it all figured out. No, it's not going to
No,
be like that. So
no.
there's always something that you have to deal with, something that you have to overcome. So I really appreciate you keeping it real and the authenticity. That's what we're trying to provide here. So I really appreciate that. Now, Kaylyn, thinking about this kind of growth and knowing that there is a lot of ambition and scaling in the future, out of everything, what would you say is probably going to become the biggest challenge to make it happen?
Probably dealing with burnout, if I'm being honest. There have been a lot of points this week, just even getting all my clients' work done in 2 weeks by myself. Because I'm working 16-hour days, like I have to get it done before the holidays because nobody's gonna be working for the next 2 weeks and it's just me. Obviously, the interns are gonna help in January, but I would
Mhm.
say as you grow, there's more responsibility, there's more things to handle, there's more things to oversee. So I would say being burned out or being overwhelmed would probably be my biggest thing to overcome, especially being, how old am I? And maybe a little bit of the age comparison, like imposter syndrome, because I'm only 25 and there's so many other businesses out there. They're a lot older, but I'm coming to learn like age is just a number. It's really about your value that you bring to your people and your experience.
Yeah. Kaylyn, let me tell you something. Looking back at my own journey, I launched my first marketing agency at the age of 17. So let's talk about imposter syndrome.
Wow.
I remember every single meeting where I showed up with a client, and especially up until I was like 20 years old, every single conversation started, you look so young, Jesus Christ, how old are you? Now, battling with that sort of things, it can be very challenging. So I know exactly what you're talking about. But at the
Mhm.
same time, looking at what you're currently doing on the side of building the personal brand and really having a lot of clarity in terms of what you can actually provide and how you can show up for the client and how you
Right,
can follow up on your promises, that's
right,
making a dent. So never
right.
think that it's actually not doing anything. I do have a lot of, there is literally no doubt in me that you're not going to be able to grow the business and overcome these sort of things because I see that the business acumen is there, the drive is there. So you're definitely going to make it through. I'm absolutely loving this conversation, but we covered a lot. At this point, I'm going to say thank you for taking the time today, sharing the story with me and the entire audience. I really enjoyed my time with you. If anybody from the listeners would like to get in touch with you, perhaps even work with you one day, how to go about it?
Yeah, so you can go to my Instagram. It is thekcmedia.co. That's our Instagram handle. Or you can reach out to me at my personal brand, which is Kaylyn C. McCarthy. Or you can go to our website, www.thekcmediaco.com, and you can fill out our contact form and we'll be in touch with you.
Beautiful. Thank you again. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation and I wish you the best with the holiday season and your business ventures and the podcast.
I love it. Beautiful. Now, to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant or a coach, or you have an agency and you're trying to scale the business and really enhance both your sales and marketing efforts, also visit closers.io, get in touch with our team, and discover how exactly we scaled our company from zero to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and I'll see you on the next one.